feels, I think the best thing for me now is to have like, to be back here, but to have the album done, and be back here. Because like the last, I moved to London like two years ago almost, and since then I've come back like quite a few times, and every time I've come back, I'm like, the album's almost done, and everyone's always asking like, because I've been writing it for 3 fucking years. So it was good to finally come back with it being like, here it is, it's done, and for it to like, everything to go so well at Metros, it was like all the planets aligned, and it was just, it was literally the best show of my life so far, I think.
Chaos Theory.
I mean, it's obviously less, it's not as underground as what it was when I, showing my age, talking 10 years ago, when I was going to drum club, it was definitely, the notion of a drum and bass album being #1 on charts and being like feature album on Triple J was unheard of. It just never happened. I think really Pendulum opened that up a lot when they came through with like their first hit albums. So it's definitely more of a crossover crowd now in Australia. I find myself playing to a lot of people who aren't necessarily, drum and bass heads, but they do like bass music. It's kind of like it's in fashion now. I'm not saying, but I think that's a really good thing because the support for it is just like overwhelming now. They shape every month and sell it out in my hometown was just amazing. It enabled me to stay in Australia a lot longer, not having to leave.
Open eyes.
From an early age, like I've been brought up on a very hefty dose of Pink Floyd. My whole family's musical. Like my dad is a guitarist and sound engineer. And he owns a PA company and recording studio. My mum is a bass guitarist. They're both songwriters. I got given a drum kit when I was 4. And I've been playing music my whole life. So music has always been, probably the most important thing in my life. Like stuff like Pink Floyd, Police. A lot of Aussie rock, like Midnight Oil and like Spy vs Spy and stuff like this, because that's the stuff that my parents were playing in like bands and cover bands. So at a very early age, I was exposed to a lot of that like kind of early rock and a lot of avant-garde rock and stuff. And then as I kind of grew up and developed my own tastes, like dance music wise, I was about 11 when I discovered the Prodigy, and that just kind of changed everything for me. And then it was like the Chemical Brothers and Daft Punk. I mean, those 3 really were like, they were the 3 acts that made me obsessed with dance music. And then I found drum and bass.
Get the fuck up.
I think the most adventurous song, and my favourite on the album, is definitely Light Cycles, the last song, and the prelude to Light Cycles, which is like the orchestral piece I did leading up to it. That was really the only song on the album that really I wasn't thinking about like how it would sound in a club or how it would sound on the dance floor or how it would work in it. I just completely let go of that and just was really quite self-indulgent in a song, and it's a big journey, and it's supposed to sound like it's supposed to be the sonic representation of like a universe coming to an end. I think a lot of it comes down to having more confidence as an artist. When they say that song was amazing, every time that happens, like you get a little bit more confidence in yourself and okay, cool, I can do things that are, you know, good. So as you evolve as a producer, you have the confidence to take more risks and to maybe stop emulating people so much and start pushing the envelope a bit more and, you know. Control. It involves me tearing my hair out for months and months and months and being a miserable, grumpy man. And my poor girlfriend has to deal with me coming home, you know. She's like, what did I do? I'm like, you didn't do anything, just... It's like, I'm trying to do a jigsaw puzzle, but no one's showing me what the finished picture's supposed to be. So it's like this invisible jigsaw puzzle, and like you know that the pieces, you can hear that the pieces are gonna fit eventually, but it takes a lot of time of like just like working and experimenting and trying things and then going away for like going home to sleep, you know, and trying to switch off. And then while you're switched off, those jigsaw pieces in the back of your mind are like slowly clicking together, and you keep doing that, and eventually, after sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes more than a year, it'll all click together and you'll have like a piece of music. Definitely you've got to be producing music, you know, just because there's a million DJs out there. Two, I just think like sometimes it takes a long time, you know. It took me a really long time to get where I am. You know, I've been doing ShockOne. You know, the first ShockOne single came out on vinyl in 2005. That's 7 years ago, and I've been working with ShockOne for a good year and a half before that. So that, and then I had, you know, 5 years of putting singles out where no one really gave a shit. You know, I definitely wasn't making enough money to make a living out of it. So you have to be patient and you have to persevere and you have to kind of have blinders on, because you're gonna have times when the rest of the world is telling you like, just quit, dude. You know, like you're 26 years old and you know, shitty job and you can't pay your rent, just quit, just get a real job. And if you're not willing to like go, fuck you, this is what I'm doing, then you'll never get there. It's kind of like a catch-22. You just have to let go of everything else and let go of any other expectations in life, and then you free yourself to actually do the work that you're supposed to do.